I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
Hey now, how are y'all doing? Good afternoon, good afternoon. I am your girl, Misbehaving, and the name of this channel is Misbehaving is Fun, where I talk about real people, real problems, and real drama. I hope you guys enjoyed Saturday's episode of Love Marriage Huntsville. Baby, it was a little slow, but then it picked up in the end. But baby, I'm not going to go step by step. I'm just going to give you I'm not going to give you a synopsis, but I'm going to recap it, but it's going to be brief because it's more than enough content creators out here doing commentary on the show. Honey, but y'all gonna have fun. But baby, I tell you what, Latisha Scott looking good in that yellow. Looking good in that yellow. Hello? Gotta call Latisha Scott the Black Tammy Wynette, baby, because she gonna stand by her man, baby. She gonna stand by her man, and I ain't mad at her. It couldn't be me, baby, but I ain't mad at her because you gotta stand by your man. If you don't want to pay those bills all alone or raise them kids on your own, let that man cheat in peace. Baby, I ain't even mad. We don't even know if Marsau out there cripping, tipping, and dipping. But baby, it's just the way he's moving and the things he's saying. But that ain't our business. I don't care, but I ain't mad at you, Latisha. But baby, Latisha look good in that yellow. Do you hear me? Look good in that yellow. But baby, when she sat up in that confessional and she said, I support my husband's decision. What Tisha was telling everybody, and myself included, she was telling us, sit y'all ass down, hoes. I ain't going nowhere. I got too many years invested in this marriage. So just shut up. I told y'all, baby. I told y'all. I told y'all, baby. I told y'all. Hey, Shundolly Hargrove, or just say Miss Motherfucking Hargrove. Good afternoon. First live in a long time. You're keeping me out of trouble from watching 90 Day Fiance before the other way. My son and I had been under the weather, and I tried to give y'all a little something. I was in somebody's live, and I'm going to get better. Y'all, I really was treating YouTube as a hobby. Just come, whatever. But I promise, I'm going to treat it like a business. And many of you know I'm going back to California. We got sick over Thanksgiving week. but we will be driving out to California. Let's see. All in Unity. Hey, all in Unity. All in Unity said, good evening, misbehaving in chat. Oh, shucks. It's the number one moderator. It is Country Girl Queena. Country Girl Queena said, good afternoon, misbehaving and regulators. Baby, you know, that's right, Country Girl Queena, because you know, my motto is whoever's over here, whether you're in the chat or in the cloud, I don't care what fraction or faction or group that you belong to. When you over here chilling with your girl misbehaving, you are an honorary regulator. And as a regulator, we get some stuff cleared up. It doesn't matter what side of the line that you stand. I'm going to call it out, even if I like you. Because, honey, I'll be damned. Honey, I be damn. And honey, I ain't even read my disclaimer. Baby, I mean, social media is popping. Y'all gonna make me go ahead and go up over there on Facebook. Y'all gonna make me have to go up over there on Facebook. But I'm not over on Facebook. My daughter told me years ago that Facebook was for the old people. That's what she told me. When my daughter went off to college and I asked her, what is your Facebook? I need you to friend request me. She said, Mommy, Facebook is for the old people. We're not there. I said, oh, well, I don't need to be there. But, you know, ain't nothing wrong with being old because, you know, I am an elder. What'd you say, Miss Hargrove? You said, wishing you safe travels back home. I'm excited for your new journey. Thank you. And so am I. It's going to be a new start, a fresh start, warm weather. And oh my God, you guys, I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I was creeping, I was tiptoeing in the streets, and I had peeked. I was peeking from the clouds over there in Anthony Lofty's chat, and I didn't come at the beginning, but at the point that I came in, Maretha Gray was talking, and they were conversating about um I guess there was like a conversation about Destiny, about her being a businesswoman and how she's being attacked and so forth. And Miss Maretha Gray feels as if Destiny's not putting enough energy into, you know, her business, but she understands. But what touched me the most of but Maretha said is about how as women, you know, we go through a lot, you know, you just have to keep living. You can't give up. And I don't know who the other woman was on the chat. I didn't see a name. I didn't hear a name because I just came I had went in and I guess they were towards the end, but whoever that other lady was, she was talking about how sometimes, you know, you just have a breakdown. And I'm paraphrasing now. I would have to go back to Anthony's video and watch it exactly. But I can understand how you have everything and then you just lose it and you have to regroup and you wonder how, you know, how did you get to this point when you've always been a go-getter and the one to have it all. I could definitely relate to that and I can understand. And I don't want Destiny or any other young women, older women or whatever. I don't want you to get up because it is, you know, it is hard. But just like Miss Maretha Gray said, there are so many women and men, but for right now, we're focusing on women that have been through a lot and it's been tough, but they've been able to persevere. I think Maretha said, I don't know if it was her family or somebody else, like had 11 or 12 kids in the family or something. And it was a single mom and she raised all them kids and they all went off to college and they were successful. So you have a lot of stories like that. What you say, Country Girl Queenie? You just finished watching my video from earlier. Yeah, that was a little short one. Y'all, the T Squad, don't y'all eat me up, but y'all know I'm from the West Coast, baby. I'm born in Chicago, raised in California, baby, but I can handle it. Y'all, hey, if y'all could laugh at that little shadang-a-lang that I made for Melody, for God said go, but the ding-a-ling touched her soul, y'all better be laughing on this one. Stand by your man, because honey, Honey, let me go ahead and get down this line and say hello to you guys and read this disclaimer. Because, baby, y'all know I love to talk. Y'all know I love to talk. What you say, Miss Hargrove? Facebook be lit, but I'm not in jail until the 19th. Okay. They told me that Marsau was over on Facebook yesterday. I was tiptoeing through these YouTube streets. Y'all know. And I was over here in the Chitlin circuit, aka the Love and Marriage Huntsville sector. Hell, in fact, all of YouTube is the Chitlin circuit. Hell, they got us working and paying us mere pennies, And y'all know, I hadn't looked over there. I got a little money accrued, but because I don't make videos normally, hell, the money that I did make, I think, hell, honey, I digress. Let me go ahead and let me read this copyright disclaimer real quick, you guys. Y'all know I'm a mess. In good faith, this work contains fair use of copyrighted and non-copyrighted images from the public domain and the web for non-commercial and non-profit educational purposes. This work is distributed free of charge. The author has neither monetized this work nor sought any profit from its distribution. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit education or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. This work contains original work of commentary and critical analysis. Quotations are attributed to the original authors and sources. So, baby, baby, didn't I tell y'all? Martell done messed up, and now Marsau got the number one spot. I got Marsau Scott and Latisha Scott up here, baby, because, baby, they deserve to be the stars of this here recap session. Baby, let me just say this. I like all the cast members on Love and Marriage Huntsville. It just so happened that Marsau Scott and Martell, y'all gonna get shot with some pellets today. I'm firing at both of y'all today. Cause honey, baby bye and boo. Woo, baby. Y'all had the Huntsville streets, the Love and Marriage Huntsville sector streets hopping and popping Saturday and Sunday. Baby, I've been on Instagram and I've been through these streets. I've been in people's chats, folks singing Marsau praises. And here I come like the Grinch that stole Christmas to remind everybody about Marsau being a part. He, Maurice, Martell, and Mark Scott being a part of insinuating originally that there was a tape of Miss Van and Mark. And now we fast forward, it's Martell and Melody. So all of a sudden this episode, now all of a sudden in 2024, now Marsau then lost respect for Martell. But why you didn't lose respect back in 2020? 2020, why didn't you, or 2019, why you didn't lose respect back then? That's what I want to know, baby. That's what Misbehaving want to know, Bonnie. Baby, y'all went from celebrating Marsau on Saturday and Sunday, and all of a sudden, you got a slow little tugboat rolling around, reminding folks about Marsau and the guys, Martell included, insinuating that Miss Van was popping puss on a videotape. Now, they didn't say it like that. You know, I got to add extra for theatrics because this is for entertainment for a mature audience. But baby, bye. They said Marsau was over there on Facebook. He was holding a whole lecture as if he was a college professor. Baby, what you say, Miss Hargrove? You said that ex-husband is definitely not helping with Destiny trying to get to her goals. No, he's not. And they just now coming out saying something. But Destiny said it the first time she was on the show. Because remember, all the fans, we were complaining that Destiny don't say nothing. She just sitting up there. We didn't even know that she had divorced her and old LeBerick then got divorced until she got to the reunion. And then I had watched a video. Destiny had did a video of, oh God, I don't know what's the name of that man. I don't know if it's Dear Wifey or it was a podcast that Destiny did last year with some man, and he's kind of religious. Or is it called Future Wifey? I don't know what the podcast is. It's a man, and sometimes he has like panels with multiple men and women up on the panel. But with this particular video, and I thought I had shared it on my community wall, where Destiny was sharing a little bit of what she had been going through. But yeah, uh-huh. I believe it. I believe he making it hard for her. Now, I don't think all men are bad, but all men ain't good, honey. And I definitely know these quiet men, not all of them, but some of them be dirtier than a motherfucker, baby. They be petty. And if they got the money, the power, the clout, and the connection, honey, whatever, honey, they gonna have folks on their side, and then they gonna have women siding with them, because women don't know what a man is behind closed doors. Honey, when that man is in front of you, he is showing you his representative, honey. But anyway, I digress. Let me see what you say, Miss Hargrove. You said, I think Destiny is putting in the work, but she has to do better with marketing and communication. She has a great vision. Destiny probably just needs help. I mean, I will definitely give her credit. At least she is trying. And if there is someone with the business sense or experience that could maybe be her mentor and guide her and help her, because sometimes it can be overwhelming. You have all these ideas in your mind, and you just don't know how to get them out. She might have a little fear because she had started brick and mortar, and then we had the epidemic. And so her business shut down. So there could be several factors going on, but I admire anyone that has a business, no matter if you're selling your stuff online in a house, in a store, out the back of your trunk. Because honey, I remember all the rappers back in the day were trying to be independent, and honey, they were selling them little CDs and stuff. Remember when we got those little CD discs and we learned how you can copy music up on it? Honey, them rappers were selling music out their trunk. Hell, if you go to Chicago, it seemed like any corner of Chicago. My stomping grounds was on the south side when I went back, but at the time I went back, I was an adult. Honey, they was selling everything on them corners by Checkers. Honey, it was belts, purse, and whatever you wanted, honey, they were selling it. They were selling it. Miss Hargrove, you said I was nervous to watch that video earlier. I scrolled on by. And it ain't too bad. It ain't bad. It ain't bad. I think it's funny. I think it's funny. Thank you, country girl Queena. You said traveling grace and mercy to you and your son. Thank you. Thank you very much. His father gonna ask me yesterday. He was like, I thought you said you were gonna be gone. I said, well, you told me you weren't giving me your half of the money, so we're still here. We're still here. And he's talking about, well, once I move out, he'll give me the money. No, you give me the money and then I move out. All I'm asking is for all I asked that man for is $700. I said, I just want half of gas to drive, and then we'll be staying in a hotel room for 3 nights. All I asked that man for is $700. He told me no, and this was what, 2 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden he comes to my bedroom talking about, I thought you was gonna be gone. Man, if you want me gone, you better give me half of our travel fee, $700, because you are the father. This ain't no speculation, no assuming, baby. That's your blood and your DNA. So as the father, you are 50% responsible. But anyway, I digress. Miss Hargrove, you said he did make a post in a Facebook group and definitely gave some insight on Saturday's show. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Country Girl Queena. She said, thanks for liking and thumbsing up the video, you guys. Country Girl Queena peeking. It ain't that bad. Miss Hargrove, you said, I don't like all of them, but I did purchase from Mail Saturday and then felt bad and tried to cancel my order. That joker said no refund. I know that's right. I ain't even mad. Y'all can't be coming to buy some stuff and then want your money back. Hey, Penny Kim, nice to see you again. She said, you better preach. And Penny Kim said, hello, misbehaving and chat. What you say? You said I was 38 hot after watching the show. I wanted my money back. Well, she didn't say much. She didn't even do it too much. But baby, them foes had baby, them fools, bless they heart, bless they heart. And Lance looked so out of place with all the cast. But anyway, what you say, All in Unity? You said I didn't even go over there. I spent my money at Canvas Beauty. Were they holding 24-hour sales or what was going on? Ms. Hargrove said, I purchased from Stormy too. I have a drawer full of body glazes and purchased some more. I need to order chocolate in a bottle for me and Mr.'s anniversary. Ooh, Lord. And what you say? You said, I think Symmetry will be good for her to link up with, including her life coach and mentor. Okay. Yeah. Somebody will take Destiny up under their wing. And Stormy is definitely probably guiding Destiny as well. Yes, Miss Hargrove, that's good. All in Unity. Oh, y'all talking about the sale. So let's see. Did I get everybody? What you say, Miss Hargrove? You said traveling to and from California isn't cheap. I seen my brother's receipt when he left the military. Yeah. I don't have a lot to take. Some of the stuff I'll have to give away, but yeah, we'll be fine. It'll be me and him in that truck. We'll be rolling, rolling, rolling. What you say, All in Unity? You said true at misbehaving, 50% responsible indeed. So yeah, let me get to what y'all really came here for, baby. Y'all wanted my recap. So I had to take some notes, baby. I had to take some notes. And god darn it, that since I got Tisha and Marsau up here, do I want to leave them up here first or we'll go down? Because I know I got a lot to say about Tisha and Marsau. Well, actually, it's Marsau. Tisha's Tisha. All this time I've been saying Tisha was an innocent bystander, but baby, Tisha sat up in that confessional and she said, I stand by every decision my husband makes. But I don't even know where my other paper is. I did all that goddamn talking. Here it is. So number one. So we have here, let me take this off. Oh, Jesus. Why did you do that, girl? Shut up. You didn't have to do that. The reason for me making that other video, that shorter video, it's a little less than 10 minutes because I was trying to, it was going to be a test video because I wanted to test the audio because I wanted to play the recording where you all could actually hear Marsau's voice and you could hear Miss Van's voice as well. But I said, forget it. It sounded all right. So I just left it over there. So we ain't going to talk about it over here. I thought I saw Miss Gail. Hey, Miss Gail Friends. She said, I just left. Oh, Stormy was live. Okay. I didn't know. Well, hell, I don't even be on TikTok. So of course I wouldn't even know. But Martell. So we gonna save you for last, Martell, because ain't much to say about you. And most of this recap will be about Tisha and Marsau. And so I'm gonna change this photo. Well, actually, I don't need to change that photo. We're gonna start with the folks first that have the least to contribute this episode. All I'm gonna put this picture up here. That is Neil Fletcher and Chris Fletcher, a beautiful couple, handsome man and beautiful woman. Uh, I think they just showed up to get a check because it was much to do about nothing. Much to do about nothing. So that's Neil and Chris Fletcher. But I did notice that when Martell and Marsau were going back and forth, baby, they kept it cute and mute. They didn't say anything, and I didn't see nothing wrong with them being quiet, because the thing is, when you have people that you like arguing back and forth, those are grown folks. They have history. All you need to do is sit back and let them figure it out, whether they're going to work it out or not, because you opening your mouth to say anything, honey, you don't know. Honey, look, Martell, you rub him the wrong way, he may pull one of your skeletons out the closet. Ain't no telling. So they did right just to sit there and be quiet. So they shouldn't have said nothing at all. And who else we got up over here? Because I'm telling y'all, really, this summary is Tisha and Marsau, because I had some replies to some of their comments that they made during the latter part of the episode. Next up is Kimmi and Maurice, aka the winners, as Maurice said. So I've heard a lot of people over here in the streets, and a lot of commentary where you have some people that felt like Kimmi and Maurice could have provided more information as it pertained to his DUI arrest, that we all now know, as it's been reported, that the charges were dismissed. So I've heard that commentary. Then you've had some people saying, well, he shouldn't say anything because it is a criminal case. My thing is this: there is a way that you can talk about your arrest without incriminating yourself. Like, it could have been a discussion about how emotion wise. I'm going to elaborate even with what Melody has said. Like, how did you feel? Like, Maurice said he's never been arrested for DUI before. And in fact, Maurice said I guess he's never been arrested, because I believe that's why he's in court right now suing uh Black Titanic, because she had put up a video insinuating that Maurice was a big time street pharmaceutical rep, that he had been involved in nefarious activity. So I do believe that is the basis of their lawsuit right now, because he asked for that information to be taken down. But nevertheless, for someone that has never been arrested before, it is various emotions that you feel that you can share with someone on television without incriminating yourself. Like, okay, he came home because Kimmi said she didn't know where he was. Kimmi said she's a nurse, and the first thing she was thinking is that, she was checking hospitals to see if something happened to him. You had some people saying, well, he was out too late at 4 a.m. Look, some women, once we get to a certain age, and actually I was like this when I was younger in my marriage. I wasn't the type of wife where I was jealous, or I needed to know where my husband was going. He would go and hang out with the fellas and go out to the club. I just thought that were men bonding. Now, 4 o'clock in the morning, that is awfully late to be hanging out at 4 o'clock in the morning, because the only thing open is holes, and liquor stores. Holes, legs, and liquor stores. I mean, that at 4 o'clock in the morning, because hell, you only got 3 more hours, and then it's time to get up. And if Kimmi were still a nurse, hell, she getting up in what 2 hours because she got to get ready for work to be at work. So anyway, people are making much to do about nothing, but I do agree that they could have shared more about his charge. It not necessarily like anything that can incriminate him, like what happened afterwards, who picked him up, who brought him home, you know, you were embarrassed. Oh, how did it make you feel? What did you see? Anything, anything. But now that the charge has been dropped, hopefully that they will elaborate that in the following season, now that the charges have been dropped, because they cannot use that excuse that, he has pending, he's fighting a criminal case, and anything that he says can be used against him. So let's see. The next thing I have up over here, what you say? Hey, there go the Queen Bee. There go the Queen Bee, Marcella. Speak with your girl, Marcella. Marcella over here, she is the Love and Marriage Huntsville sector's version of Wendy Williams. So Marcella, there's a link for you, because I know you may have something to say. Yeah, 4 a.m. 4 a.m. is not the business. 4 a.m. is not the business, but that ain't my man, and that ain't my business. Honey, I stay out of married folks' business. I stay out of married folks' business. And next up, let's see, who else did we have? I had, okay, look, this is something else too. Now, y'all see all how lovey-dovey Marsau and Latisha is? I've been a fan of Love and Marriage Huntsville since season 1, episode 1. I have never seen Latisha and Marsau lovey-dovey like this, baby. All this extra, No, that's okay. That's okay. You ain't got to come up. But, lovey-dovey like this, baby, it was like giving room. I ain't never seen Tisha act like that, baby. I know Tisha love her man and her man love her, but I have never. Now, if it's a video out there, sending prayers to you, Marcella. And that's from Country Girl Queena. So, honey, I ain't never. Never. But baby, honey, I don't know. Hey, bad girl Riri. Honey, we almost about to get to the meat and potatoes. And who else did I forget? Did I have my picture of Destiny up in here? I didn't have my picture of Destiny. Gosh darn, how did I forget Destiny up here? Shucks. God darn it. All right. Well, I cannot find it. But what we're going to do is, baby, we're going to go to the stars of the show. But did y'all see Marsau out there? Now, I said, is this the same Marsau? That was just doing that interview with Carlos on Messy Monday with Glendale, where they claim that women would give their left titty to be married to one of them? And Marsau was disappointed because his old grandma's up in his DMs trying to hit him up when he had a married man. My thing is this: them old ladies was probably trying to hit up on you, Marsau, because you look like a grandpa up over here in that little photo right there. You look like a grandpa in that little photo right there. Baby, it looked like Marsau wearing a prima donna waist trainer up under that yellow vest. Looked like he wearing a prima donna waist trainer up under that dress. Baby, bye and boo. What you say, Gail? You said, well, I was happy to see them being lovey-dovey. Yes, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I said that's the first time I've ever seen them I've ever seen them lovey-dovey. What you say, Gail? So they can stop saying he cheating. Yeah, baby. They must be, baby. They didn't work it on out because, baby, she did say that's her big D energy right there. That's her big. Hey, look, I don't know. Well, no, Destiny, you don't need no man to be happy. At least not yet. You get your business in order. But baby, I tell you what, them ladies keeping a close eye on their old man, baby, and ain't nothing wrong with it. But baby, let me get up over here because now we finna get to the stars of the show. This is no longer the Melody and Martell show, baby. I know. Some of you are feeling hurt. You're feeling hurt right now, but this is no longer the Mel and Martell show, baby. Because right now, it's all about these two people right here, Marsau Scott and Latisha Scott, baby. Honey, Marsau said he got the number one spot and he ain't giving it up. So Tisha goes over, baby, and she had on them sexy heels. Baby, yes, I do. I'm glad I got this photo, baby. Tisha popped up at the work site with these high heels to see her man at work, baby. She showed up over there with them high heels and they got to talking. But what I notice is everyone is trying to build on this narrative. And I know Martell, he gets easily flustered and he gets distracted. He becomes flustered, gets easily distracted, and once he's worked up like that, it's hard for him to articulate clearly when he needs to stay focused. But what I have noticed is when Tisha made that comment, when she asked Marsau, had he reached out to his boy, basically, had he reached out to Martell, and he said she's let him know she didn't want anything crazy happening between them two because Martell has a lot of built up anger. So when I heard her make that comment, a lot of built up anger, I said, so is this built up anger more than what Martell has displayed back in Las Vegas when he and Melody were arguing? Because I would think the further away he gets removed from the date where they got divorced, there should be less anger. So why is it that everybody now is painting the narrative or building on to the narrative that Martell is so angry? So that's what I don't understand right there. It's me, bedazzled. You said this is fake. Everyone in real estate knows you cannot be on a construction site with heels on. She's supposed to be wearing proper PPE. So is that what y'all call the boot? I mean, I know you're supposed to have on a hard and a boots, but PPE, I'm familiar with that term in healthcare. We use that in healthcare. So in construction and real estate, you guys also refer to your hard hats and your boots and your as PPE. Gail, you said she needed a hard hat. Okay. Okay. See, and that's new to me. See, you learn something all the time. I didn't know that they referred to that. But if you look, Marsau don't even have on a hard hat himself. So then Marsau then goes on to say that the relationship has run his course. He has no desire to tear down or build up one, to tear down a relationship or build up one. So my thing is this. Hey, Lady Sparkle, how you doing, boo? Hey, my baby, I'm craving misbehaving. Hey, my people. And he said, what up, my people? Bedazzled girlfriend. Oh, Lady Sparkle. Lady Sparkle, you finna come up here and act cut up. Here, let me add you.
That's right. It's my baby. Misbehaving is what I'm craving. But why is that sneaky neck lizard? Ooh, and the mud mummies causing a blizzard. What's up, y'all? How you doing? Oh, I love it. Hey, James. Hey, Marcy. Hey, Misbehaving. How you craving, baby girl?
I'm
Ciao.
doing good. You came up here singing. You want to hear the song I got for Tisha? Because
Ye-
I said
Oh,
Tisha
who Keisha?
Tisha is Latisha Scott from Love and Marriage
Oh, you
Huntsville. She
said
got a
Tisha. I thought
song
you said
too.
Lakeisha. Oh, she do. Let me hear it. Hey,
Tisha.
girl.
Yeah, I got a song for Tisha now because Tisha is the black Tammy Wynette because Tisha gonna stand by her man. Tisha said, I support all my husband's decision. So baby, I got a song for Tisha too. So it's stand by your man. If you don't wanna pay off those bills alone or
All
raise them
right.
kids on your own, let that man cheat in peace. So it's only fitting. So what you been up to?
Girl, I gotta go get requested. Girl, it's been seasons, beatings in every sector you could think of, honey. They dragging the gifts, the kids, the wreaths, the mistletoe, and just put it on your back pocket and say, "Let's go, baby." It's dragging, gagging season around here. Every sector is at war. But I love y'all. But I know the real Love and Marriage Huntsville sector. We are the gems collectors. We are the misbehaviors, the buttercups, and we it up, okay? How you doing?
I
Lady y'all.
I know that's
Child,
right.
child, let's get
Thank
it.
you. Thank you, Lady Sparkles. Bad girl, Riri, you said you wasn't ready. Ain't ready, baby. Ain't ready. What you say, Pamela Johnson? You said Tisha's always in a skirt and heels on a construction site. Baby, Tisha said, ain't nobody honey, you see that nice little young lady PJ, the office assistants, what's her name, MJ? Tisha says she gonna keep it sexy all the time to remind Marsau what he got at home, and he can act a fool and get the dipping and tipping if he want to, because baby, she gonna take the money and have her a new man with a strong back and a waistline with no waist trainer. A waistline with no waist trainer. What you say? It's me, Bedazzle. You said a country girl cleaner. PPE is for personal protective equipment. There are large nails and other cuttings all over the floor and ground. One of the nails can easily drive through her heels. Ooh wee. Miss Pamela Johnson, hey, you said we never see actual work being done, even though another company is doing the work. Okay, point taken. What you say, Miss Gail? You said Pamela on Bell Collective. They had on heels too at a construction site. And Country Girl Queen said, it's me, Bedazzle. Thanks for the info. Said, thanks for the info. So, baby, then we had, so we're going to go back to this question right here. Because Marsau, well, it's not a question, it's a statement, but Marsau said the relationship had run its course and he has no plan to tear down a relationship or build one up. I'm a react kind of person. So my question is this, because for years it's been rumors out here on the YouTube streets. Now, I don't know how true it is, but it's easy to say that a relationship has run its course when you no longer need a person to get on. Now, there it's been said that uh Martell and Melody was the one that brought Marsau, Tisha, Maurice, and Kimmi to Carlos King to be casted on Love and Marriage Huntsville. That's number one. Number two, they said the house that Tisha and Marsau stayed in during the first season were provided by Melody and Martell Holt. Melody is now known as Rodgers, but intent and purposes, I'm just gonna say ho. I don't mean any offense, but hey, I'm trying to wrap this up because we don't need to be here too long. Folks got things to do and people got food to cook. And third, they said that Marsau was working at a movie theater and lost his job. So Martell brought him on in to the business. They taught him how uh they joined Scope and Holt, the Scotts and the Holts joined together, brought them into the business, and then Martell turned around and sold the company to Marsau. And so I guess a relationship will run its course if you got everything you needed to get on, and now you popping, and now you the star of the show that the man brought you to, so you no longer need his help. So I thought that was quite interesting. And so Marsau also stated a relationship is something no longer desired. A relationship is something I no longer value because of who Martell is and who he has proven himself to be. So my thing is this. my thing is this. So has not Martell not proven who he was before? Had not y'all saw the way he shared personal information about his ex-wife to other people and to you guys. Martell went on shows doing interview disclosing personal private information about his ex-wife. You guys were still his friends. He nobody judged him then. Nobody thought that he had no value. So Martell didn't prove who he was to y'all back then. Y'all wait until 2024. 2024. Now you see no value in having a friendship. So now we finna get to the meat and potatoes. What'd you say, girlfriend? You said Martell is out of contact this point. Oh yes, I know they're out of contact because even after once Martell had gotten arrested earlier this year. What you say, Penny Kim? Facts. Earlier this year, when Martell had gotten arrested, I remember Mark Scott posting a comment on his Instagram page. He didn't have a photo of Martell or anyone, but he simply made the comment. And I'm going to paraphrase right now. And basically it was to the extent of, you let pussycat make you lose everything, your money, your home, your businesses. And that wasn't verbatim, I'm paraphrasing, but there was a comment to that effect. And I said, oh shucks, he's sending a shot over to Martell way. Because then y'all remember, we also, prior to Martell getting arrested, and I think, what was that, less than a week before he got arrested, he had that birthday party. He was in a t-shirt. He looked like he was down and out, like he was struggling, po thing. Well, hey, Martell, as I've always said, is a cautionary tale to all men to appreciate what you have and stop cheating. Stop cheating and set your pride, ego, and vengeance to the side. Because, baby, you didn't lost it all. There, at one point, there was a point in time where he could have redeemed himself. He didn't even have to be with Melody. People would have came to his side and been there for him, but he let that ego get the best of him. Melody told him in the first season. Hell, if y'all even go back to the Madani relaunch, look, they wasn't your friends, baby. Marsau was playing the long game. Marsau got the number one spot. You used to have it, but baby, you didn't want to do right. You didn't want to apologize because you thought you was the man. And look at you. You on the outside of the club and you can't get in. You on the outside and can't get in. Uh-oh, what you say, Miss Hargrove? You said the real sister wives and husband has been communicating and doing interviews with bloggers. Ooh, really? Oh, you said Mel was celebrating the warrant she took out. Ooh. Ooh, well, I know one thing. You said not Ussy. Baby. Yes. Hey, One Dark and Lovely, aka Sexy Chocolates. One Dark and Lovely said, hey, beauties. Misbehaving in chat. Miss Hargrove, what you say? I'm donating. You said I'm donating my baby daddy Martell. I'm sick of you. Look. Oh boy, I tell you that goddamn go Martell. I felt for him though, baby. They was going back and forth arguing him and Marsau. I wish I had a picture. Ooh, I wish I knew how to put that picture together, that photo together with Marsau and Martell arguing back and forth. Here, Miss Hargrove, just for you. There go your baby daddy right there, just for you. There go your baby daddy. But baby, I tell you what, that doggone Martell, him and Marsau was arguing back and forth. And honey, he got so flustered when he should have just stayed on task. Marsau knows that Martell cares about the opinion of others, and especially men. Especially men. What you say, Miss Gail French? You said they know each other personally, so there is a lot going on off camera. I can only imagine, Miss Gail. I can only imagine. And it's I oh God, it's yes. I can only imagine. And it's unfortunate. And so you can't get mad. Miss Hargrove, the baby daddy can't get mad because he thought he could play the game like the Scott brothers. But his wife, all them women are three different women on that show. Tisha is an individual, Melody is an individual, and Kimmi is an individual. Three different women's with three different personalities and three different ways that they operate. All three women are intelligent and educated, but each one is just different. Just like I've said before, Kimmi has been a single mother and she's hardworking. She's a go-getter, but she believes in those gender roles and traditional values. And so she's with her husband. So she gonna do and swing whatever way Maurice wanna go. So if you think Kimmi is ever going to go against Maurice, against something that he says, you're sorely mistaken. That's the type of woman that Kimmi is. And once Kimmi then raised her son, she really wasn't trying to raise no other kids. But Maurice brought Monster down, his son. And so if you love the man, it's just like women. If you got a child or children and you get in a new relationship, that man better love your kids and treat them with respect, as if that child was his. So Kimmi loved Maurice, so she loved on his son, and so she took on the role. She wasn't the primary mother, but she was a bonus mom, even though she didn't want to go back through that phase. But anyway, Tisha, she's an intelligent woman. She wants to do business, but she's happy being a stay-at-home mom. I think maybe the fans were pressuring her to try to be like a Melody. Your kids have kids, the husband go outside the house and work. When there's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home mom. Some women, they love that and they flourish in that, and there's nothing wrong with it. True, being a stay-at-home mom is the hardest job that there is because you're not paid. You don't get no days off. When everybody gets sick, even if you get sick, the house still has to run. And then Melody was an independent woman. She's a mother. She want to share the responsibilities, but she just needed a poor Martell. I hate to say poor Martell because you made this bed. Now you gotta lie up in it, baby. You made this bed. You gotta lie up in it. What you say? All in unity. You said all I know is that going on a reality TV show is guaranteed to destroy friendships. If you want to get rid of a friend or husband, go on a reality show. Bingo. That's right. Bingo. Because the thing is, you go on a reality show, you want that fame, that money start looking good to you. And then people stroking your ego, giving you compliments. And if you didn't have a strong relationship before the show, it'll easily break apart. And if you're not confident and secure in who you are, it's easy. You know how folks can get up in your ear, they can talk real sweet and nice to you and act like they like you, and then try to tell you what another person then said about you, especially if it's a producer or somebody with power. It's a divide and conquer because they want a reaction. They want y'all to cut up and act a fool on the television. And then, especially sometimes, if you're the person that has never been considered like the I don't want to say standout star. I don't want to use that word. But if you're the person that may have not been part of the in crowd or never considered the lead person or the go-to person, and you've always been considered like a support person, and people overlooked you and paid more attention to your friend, when you get into reality television and now you find that people are starting to pay more attention to you, and now you're no longer in the background, you're in the forefront. So that creates division and friction between friends as well. So I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree. Um, what you say, it's me, Bedazzle. You said Kimmy needs to quit. Her child's father was in a oh, wait a minute. Kimmy needs to be quiet. Maybe that's what you were trying to say. Her child's father was in a relationship with another woman when he was conceived. What? What? Okay. Oh, so I did guess right. You did want it to say quit. Kimmy needs to quit. Her child's father was in a relationship with another woman when he was conceived. Does anybody, were they married? Were they married? I mean, that's neither here nor there. What you say? It's a package deal. That's right, country girl, Queena. You gotta accept it. Classy K, you said Martell has been lying for years. If Mel, Kiki, or Martell had any proof, they would have produced it. Well, I tell you this, you know, old school side chicks, they follow the side chick commandments. They follow the rules, baby. Side chick commandments. Because you know, now I'm 53 and I know my grandmother, grandfather, whatever, and I know it's folks older than me. Y'all remember how them folks was back in the day, and we even got some folks today. But it's just that the new age side chicks, they want to be seen and heard. They are disrespectful, especially if the husband doesn't check them and set the ground rules. Because back in the day, a side chick wasn't coming to the house. She wouldn't call. If she did drive by the house, baby, you couldn't catch her stopping that car to park. These hoes is brash and brazen, and I blame the husband. See, my mindset is this. I don't. Let me just preface this. I believe that there are three types of wives and their cheating husbands. I said there's a wife that doesn't know that husband is cheating. There's a wife that doesn't care that husband is cheating. And then there's the wife that once she finds out the man is cheating, she leaves. So you have to weigh your options, what you gonna do. Now, a lot of folks, like my girl Tammy Wynette said, if you love them, you gonna forgive them and you gonna stand by your man. And some people fall in love, baby. And honey, and that man give you that pogo stick, and if that pogo stick is good, and he paying them bills, and he's charismatic and charming, baby, it might make you want to fight for him, and it might make you overlook a few things. It may happen with some women. I know some women, the older we get, honey, it ain't all about sex. So if that man try to hop and pounce on you all day and every day, hell, it might be better that he do get somebody else he can hop and pounce all up on. Because baby, ain't nobody, ain't nobody no mattress where you can just be hopping up and down up on them. So ain't no telling. Some women stay quiet, and the thing is, it ain't our business to begin with, because really, in all reality, all jokes aside, a woman knows her man. A woman knows her man, or you get that inclination, you get that feeling something ain't right. He's not moving the way he normally moves. He's not doing what he normally do. Like it doesn't even have to be anything that he says and nothing overtly, but you get a sense that something is off. Something just ain't right. So women know, and it's up to you whether you decide to investigate what your mind, your senses is telling you something ain't right, or you don't. You choose to ignore it. Because some women, they ignore it because they depend on the money. They depend, that man is taking care of the household, paying the bills. And that woman don't want to be by herself raising those kids. It's hard out here. I take my hat off for the women that do it. I mean, I did it for a long time before I just didn't have my baby. Look, I've always been honest with y'all. Hell, shit. I just had a breakdown. Like, I'm not superwoman. I can't do it all the time. I've worked for a very long time from the age of 23. 23. I didn't start working until my daughter was 5, because I wanted to make sure that my daughter could clearly communicate and let me know what's going on around her and with her. And I've worked all that time. And then once I got a divorce, I was a single mom until I got married. I think my daughter was 8 years old when I finally got married. So all that time it was just she and I, because her father was murdered. And then once I got married, that had its own little situation or whatever. And then when I left, it was just me and a girl. So it was hard, especially if you worry, you want to make sure that they're safe, you know. So I take my hats off to anyone. And I mean, you have some men out there raising the kids by themselves too. I take my hat off to them as well. Because if you're a parent without any help, it could be very hard. It could be very hard. So I don't know. I'm just making fun, you guys, when I made that joke. But Tisha is the black Tammy Wynette, because when Tisha sat up in that confessional, she supports every decision her husband makes. I said, all right now, Tammy Wynette, she gonna stand by her man, baby. And that's why I made that song especially for Tisha, because Tisha ain't the only one. It's a lot of women. They gonna stay by their man because they don't want to pay them bills alone, and they don't want to raise them kids on their own. Ain't no telling. Miss Hargrove, you said he needs to lay tight, snuggled and tight in it, as he should have been, spoken out and kept that same energy she was given. Mel and Martell are one and the same. Yeah, I've said that too. I've said that many times. But yeah, he should have spoke out then, and he didn't, because he was angry with Melody. He wanted to win. He wanted to hurt her. Like, how can you justify you getting on national TV or doing interviews talking about your ex-wife, the mother of your children? So he and Melody, yeah, they go tit for tat. They're the same. Two sides of the same coin. They are the same. But the one thing Melody does know how to do, she'll be quiet and she'll plot out her strategy and what's going to happen. She'll sit back and just wait. Martell, he gets so flustered, he can't stay focused. Somebody had made a good point. Even if he doesn't have a builder's license, he could go work up under somebody. But I don't know. But baby, you got yourself in a pickle. And they said he went to court today and claimed, I don't know what's going on with that. But my thing is, what I can't understand is why all of a sudden now would Martell be reaching out to her if he hadn't done it before? I think even on Butterfly, I think Butterfly had made the comment, or someone, but I know I heard it over on Butterfly's channel. It may have been a Butterfly, like when he got arrested earlier this year. He didn't reach out to call her. So why all of a sudden now would he reach out to call her right before they were to have a court appearance supposedly today? So all of this stuff is odd to me, but this is the longest court case I ever heard, because they keep saying it's a custody case as well about the children. I'm like, I thought that was already settled. They both got, shared custody. But honey, ain't no telling what the hell's going on. It's me, Bedazzle. You said I believe so. She said it. What you say, Kimmy? Kimmy said they was high school sweethearts. Oh, okay. Wow, Kimmy. Baby, that's not what she said in the interview. Then, Gail, you said, Classy K, you said the Scotts work and play hard. Mel was wasting money trying to fake it till she made it, which explains the divorce debts. Well, and that's something right there too. I would have debt too. It's a lot of people fake it till they make it, but if you allowing your friends to come on a show that you pitch to the creator, so to provide them a house and help them get back on track financially, it's easy for you to go up into debt. Because if you a person with a kind heart and you want to see everybody win, uh, sometimes you end up no good deed goes unnoticed. What does it say? No good deed goes unpaid, or whatever the saying is, y'all. But honey, ain't no telling. But is she in debt today? That's what I want to know. Is she in debt today? Now she got divorced in 2020, but is she divorced today? Tisha, let's see. Tisha is staying because Wanda has implanted that into her head. It's possible. It's possible, but she probably also don't want to uh break up her home. It's possible. There are also a lot of married couples. Sometimes they stay together and they wait until the kids are grown and then they go their separate ways. Then there are some that are not. Honestly, I've been thinking for a while now. It's like I don't know, it might be a form of indoctrination with us women. Because I'm seeing like there's slowly there's becoming this divide, greater divide, like making a separation between married women and single women. And then it's as if you have some women that think, okay, if she's not married, she's less than. You have some single women that are feeling like, well, she married to a man that ain't no good. I'd rather be by myself than be with a man that's not going to respect me or treat me right. So I don't, I just try to respect everyone's differences. I've been on both sides. I've been married and now I'm single, but right now I'm single by choice. There are men that have tried to date me. Honey, I ain't got no time if you ain't coming. No, no, no. Baby, I love having a peace of mind. I don't have to worry about no, honey, I ain't got to worry about where you been, what you doing, somebody trying to talk crazy to me. No sexually transmitted diseases, none of that crap. Nobody busting out my windows in my truck or cutting the tires or calling the house. And I don't have to deal with none of that madness. And truthfully, if I would have been intimate with my son's father, I would not be having any of the trouble that I'm having today. Honestly, I would not. But honey, I've already been there and I've done that, and I am not trying to go back. I've been there and done that, and I am not trying to go back. So it is what it is. Honey, it is what it is. Y'all, we were all longer than I wanted to be. I gotta go cook for my baby. What you say, Miss Gail? Let me see. Amen. Let's see, Miss Gail. You said dark and lovely. That is what I heard from Kimmy as well. Oh, Miss France Gail, you said, do you all hear Martell deny Ari on the last episode? Yeah, that was odd to me And then they were just at that event. What was it? 2 months ago. Or matter of fact, what are we? It was in October. He was at that Miguel fashion show or something. Wasn't she with him there? I don't know. Martell needs to just stand on business. Like, man, you done lost everything now. The only thing you can do is build yourself back up and be happy and quit worrying about what other folks think are going to say. I don't know, but I showed her Marsau when he said, I didn't even know the man. I could tell you about the man your girl messing with. I said, oh my God, danger. Because y'all remember that one summer, I don't know if some of y'all remember when it was reports that Martell and Ari had gotten into it. And then it was reports that Martell had gotten arrested. That's before this year, baby. This was last summer. And then he and Ari got on Instagram Live and went live. And Martell was laying in his bed, talking about he hadn't been arrested. So I don't know. I do not know. What you say, Miss Hargrove? No one wants to raise children alone. Definitely been there and done that. That's right. You sure don't. You sure don't, honey. It's me, Bedazzle. You said they hooked up at a reunion, but he was with another woman. Oh, oh wow, Kimmy. It's me, Bedazzle. You said this is why Kimmy don't like doing interviews about her personal business, but it still may be on YouTube. Yeah, it probably is. Miss Carl you said she only sits back and wait for him. Mm-hmm. Miss Eva Walker, welcome. My first time seeing you here. You said the case has been postponed. Boy, they love playing games with those court cases, postponing them, putting them off. Yeah. And what you say, Classy K, Mel knows Martell can easily make money again, which is why she works overtime, stopping him from succeeding. Gail French, you said I wish they would have spent more time on the talk about sending the community about the new building. Yeah, or at least shown it too. Actually making the flyers. I don't like Marsau, diminishing Tisha's ideas. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's how you build up a community. People don't go knock door to door or say hello like when they move into a neighborhood. Get to know your neighbors, and then the people that are living in that neighborhood, they may have been living there for years and now they see this new construction site being created. Chances are there's probably somebody that may have wanted some work done. So yeah, they could have spent some more time on that. Have they? Oh, it's me, Bedazzle. You said I've seen some lonely single women and some long suffering married women. Amen. That's right. That's right. It's me, Bedazzle. Baby, that's why I like my peace. I ain't got nobody trying to, baby, bye. Everybody's going to do what's best for them. Classy K, you said Martell assisted in the startup of 3 businesses. Oh, did he? It's me, Bedazzle. I know one thing. I don't know how true it is, but does it? Well, I'm not gonna say I know how true it is. I'm gonna just ask this question: did he ever get his psychological evaluation done? Because there's rumors are that he hasn't had it done, and I can't see why a judge would allow him to go this long refusing to have it done. So that doesn't make any sense to me. It's me, Bedazzle. You said at Classy K, please stop. Martell is stopping himself from making money. He's had 10 years to get his own builder's license and still has not. He has opportunity to sell his wine and could not. I've always thought that it might be possible that he doesn't have his builder's license. if he's true about the him getting arrested when he was younger for allegedly. Now, y'all can't find no information. It might have been expunged, because I know back at the time when they were running with that rumor of him participating in a robbery of an ATM, um, you could at that time find the article on the web, but recently you can't find it. And so I've always been under the impression that, he was charged with something, and maybe that's why he wasn't able to get his builder license, and he's just using the excuse that, he can't pass the test. That's what I always thought. That's what I always thought. Hey, Miss Marilyn Smith. She said single doesn't mean lonely. I'm single and happy. I know that's right. Me too. I know that's right. Got peace of mind, baby. Peace of mind. Uh it's me, Bedazzle. You said this show has become juvenile. It has, but it's scripted. I've realized that it's scripted. It's loosely based on reality, but they have introduced, Carlos and them have introduced scripted television into reality television. And I'd really hate to hear people say, well, they don't have to show you everything. It's scripted. It's just a little reality. No, reality show is supposed to be on your reality. But I tend not to go look into people's backgrounds to see what they're doing in real life. I only base my commentary about what I see on the show or on social media, and especially like if they've had something to say about it or put out, or they're affiliated with the person that's putting the information out. Marilyn Smith, you said Martell and Ari could be great friends and co-parents. They don't have to necessarily be in a romantic relationship. No, they do not. I think it's best that Martell be by himself, enjoy himself and his kids. That's what I think he should do. Miss Hargrove, you said it's a new case, so it will be continued for a while unless he requires a speedy trial. Oh, okay. Miss Gail said no. Ms. Hargrove said the startup of whose business in regards to Martell. Does anybody know the three? I think, was that Classy K that said it? Or someone? I'd have to scroll back up. Ms. Hargrove, you said his evaluation probably will not be made public depending on his attorney. In North Carolina, it would be unless the attorney requests for the files not to be made public. But why would they make a psychological evaluation public anyway? Because that's medical records, and that's HIPAA. That's confidential. Only thing that we probably would need to know is just whether or not it was performed, because some people are out here saying he still hasn't had it done, and I keep saying, like, that's odd. I don't see how a judge would allow someone to delay or refuse to have it done if it's a court order. So you know how people speculate, make rumors of no regard. Girlfriend said, well, certain licenses you cannot have a record. Right. And that's why I always assume why he didn't have the builder's license, and maybe was just acting as if he couldn't pass the test because he was embarrassed to share that information about his past. That's what I thought. Classy K, you said she can't stop the Scots, but delays their progress. Martell won't focus. Yeah. Miss Hargrove, you said I don't think Martell is smart at all. I think he just has a good guy. He just a good guy for looks, bodies, and styles. He may be on the spectrum. He may be have autistic, possibly. I'm not a doctor. It's me, Bedazzle. You said the city of Huntsville has always been slow. Oh, okay. It's me, Bedazzle. I thought they got his record expunged. That's probably why it's not on online anymore. And I know it's possible to get your record expunged. I had shared a story before. You know, your girl misbehaving. I got arrested for fighting. Luckily, I was dating a sheriff, but I did have to go to the hokey pokey for the weekend. And when I ended up going to fight my court case, um, I had requested a jury trial, and he told me to request just let the judge decide. And he had me go talk to one of his friends that was a lawyer. And basically, right after I went into court and the case was heard, and then the judge said not guilty because it was mutual combat, I immediately went down. I can't remember what floor it was in Cook County, but I went down there and submitted the paperwork to have my record expunged. And I know it's expunged. However, anyone that works in law enforcement, they can always they could see that I was arrested. They just don't know. No one has ever said anything about the one that was expunged, but the ones that weren't expunged, that were dismissed, or the charges were dropped, law enforcement can always see that I was, in fact, arrested. They just can't see the disposition. And I've always told people that always question, and I'm like, what you mean? You can't see the disposition? I said, you can see that I've never been to prison. You know, I was released. So that is the disposition. I don't have a case. So anyway, sometimes some people just want to be nosy. And a lot of times it's jobs where it requires like for them to do a background check, especially if you work in law enforcement. And then yeah. In North Carolina, you can pull anyone's court cases, and if it's attached, the results of being competent or not is public knowledge. Oh, Miss Hargrove, I didn't know that. Oh wow, each state is different. Miss Hargrove said the city of Huntsville is not slow. It's me, Bedazzle. You said, who needs help getting a grass cutting business? My landscaper has a full time job. But I thought Martell builds residential buildings. Isn't that they have the Holt custom homes? Miss Hargrove, you said Scope was created by the Scotts and Holts. The Holts couldn't keep up with finances of the company and sold. Holt and Holt did what? The landscaping business did what? Oh, Classy K. Him and Mel brought their clientele to Scope. Marsau brought capital. Oh, okay. So is that why that one reunion Melody had made that comment? Um, she was saying how she had gotten a lot of like government contracts for Scope. That's back when they were still partner up with Marsau and Tisha in Scope. And Melody had made the comment she would get a lot of contracts, but she didn't know what they were doing with the money, or she didn't know what happened with the money. Uh, y'all, we're gonna get off real soon. I promise. Uh, Classic K said, it's my opinion. Everyone is entitled to theirs. That's right. It's me, Bedazzle. Can you drop the link so I can explain? Yeah, I can drop it to you. Come on. There you go, Classy. Was that Classy K? Did I drop the link too? It's me, Bedazzle, or whoever. That's the link to the StreamYard. Miss Hargrove, you said I pay Mexicans, I tip in beer as that's what they request. Lord have mercy. Miss Hargrove. Okay, it's me. Let's see. Add to the stage. Hi, it's me, Bedazzle.
Hey, thank you for having me. So let me explain this because I see it all the time in real estate. Schultz was put together, and they do this all the time to manipulate things. And I'm going to explain why. When you are a builder, a new builder, and you're trying to get private funds like a hard money because you're a company, hard money loan, that's what they usually use for new construction. If you're new, they're not going to loan you any money. So what I see all the time in real estate, people who want to get in the game, they'll do a joint venture with existing people in the business. So it will show them as having previous experience, even though they did not. So I understood what Martell was talking about. That's why Melody's like, I ain't had nothing to do with that. They established this business to leverage Melody's and Martell's past real estate experience, brought Tisha and Marsau on so it could show like they've been in business for a long time to give them leverage. And then Martell, after a while, backs out of the deal. And now Tisha and Marsau can use Schultz to go apply for hard money loans. They do that all the time in real estate. So that was the real reason for Schultz. It had nothing to do, hey, I started up this business. Martell is dumb, completely dumb. They just did this to leverage this, and that's called what we call JV deals or partnerships. I see it day in and day out in real estate. So it wasn't something that Melody and Marsau was actually doing on paper, like physically doing. They were just playing the system. Like I said, I see it all day, and that's it.
Okay, thank you. So you are a real estate lady. All right now, go ahead. I love to see these intelligent, educated ladies. Hey, Miss Hargrove.
Good evening, everyone. How are you guys doing?
I'm fine.
And that was what did you need to say, Miss Hargrove?
Miss Classy K, I don't want you to think that I'm being disrespectful or I'm trying to go back and forth with you. I'm just trying to understand because I have not seen you comment before. I'm just trying to understand where you're going and where you're coming from, if that makes sense. So what I'm saying is, in my opinion, and from what I've seen, is that the Holts are getting a little bit too much credit versus where it's not entitled to.
Amen.
So yeah, they had the landscaping business. Where did that go? They didn't speak on that. They had the home improvement. That show was not picked up. And now they're trying to do the commercial business. They didn't have enough funds to maintain that, and the Scotts bought them out. So you can't, in my opinion, you can't sit up here and give them credit for starting many businesses when there was no follow through. That's all I'm trying to say. It was no follow through on them being successful in that business aspect. Like you have Melanie's first doggone freaking business with her healthcare. I don't even remember Embrace. That never came off the doggone freaking shelves at all. That never left whatever it was that she was creating it in.
Can I
It was
interject?
dissolved.
Can I
Yes,
interject?
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
love real estate. I used to live in Huntsville a long time ago. They had Hold and Hope. That was a customized home. They actually had projects that they have completed on Hold and Hope. And most people don't know when you step out there and try to do these large homes, by the time you get through permitting, getting your specs, your survey, your soil test, the permitting, getting the plans done for those homes, dealing with buyers. If you're not doing your own new construction and you're actually working with buyers, the first part of it takes about 4 to 5 months because all of that has to be permitted. All of that is done before you can even start building vertically. So a custom home, especially of the size they were doing, you're talking about an entire year. They had just started that before all of this started unraveling. They probably will have still been in there. As far as Embrace, I'm going out based on what they told. Embrace was in the making. And when all of this started happening, she offered Martell 15% of Embrace. He came back and said he wanted 50%, and his little dog whistle Arion said he made him go back and change the name of it. So she dropped everything. And when you're going through a divorce, a lot of times you can't make a move on certain stuff. It's gonna take a minute because people can come back and lay claim on it. So by her dropping Embrace, he can't come back and say, hey, I owe a portion of this, give me my money, because that's what he wanted. But when all this happens, all that was dropped, and then she came out with this. But the actual product itself, based off what I saw on the scene and what I did some research on, was already in the making. And we probably would have seen those things if it wasn't for what happened with Martell and Melody.
Right. And I remember that
Okay,
scene.
so I'm sorry, Miss Behaven.
I
I'm gonna go
remember.
back
I
on mute.
remember them. You know. Okay. I remember that scene too, because in fact, Martell wanted all the businesses dissolved. And when they were sitting there and he wanted that 50% of Embrace, and she only wanted to give him 15%. So she wanted it dissolved too. So I remember that episode right there. I had always thought at during that time that he was purposely like dissolving the businesses that they shared, and he wasn't committing himself to other businesses to try to limit her ability to get her share of whatever money that they would have made from any business dealings that would have occurred in the midst of their divorce. So yeah, go ahead, Miss Hargrove. I'm gonna go ahead and mute it, but I'm telling you, both of you ladies have me impressed. I'm telling you, go ahead,
Well,
y'all.
yeah, well, I don't want Miss Classy K to think I'm being disrespectful. That's the one thing I don't want. But as somebody that has been married and somebody has been divorced, when you create a business and that marriage, that significant other is entitled to 50%. So whether she wanted it to occur or not, he was entitled to that portion because it was created within that marriage. This is not something that she came into the marriage with. This is something that was created amongst the marriage. And whether she wants to deny or he denies, however it may be, that each other created in more or less than that business was created within that marriage. And you also have to look at that the state of Alabama is a Bible Belt state. So he is going to be entitled to 50% of what was created within that marriage. So that's all I'm saying. But to try to now, I have family in Huntsville. Never heard of Holt and Holt. Never heard of them. Do I have family that has had sit down dinners with the Scotts? Yes, I most certainly have. They hang out with the Scotts more than they hang out with the Holts. But at the same time, I'm not hearing anything about the profit market as far as the skulls go. Now, not sorry, not the skulls, but the Holts go. Now we can get into the nitty and gritty and how much it takes to build a home and repurposing a home and rebuilding a home. We can get all into that. Nobody's going to take that away from everybody in the real estate in the yeah, in that sector. We're not going to take that away. But where is the proof of that? And we have yet to see that. We see the Scotts performing. We see Martell in his little tight suits, and we see Mel, Seventh Heaven Avenue. That's all we see. We have not seen any of their businesses marketed highly and proficiently or any type of level. Period. We have not
I
seen
did.
that.
I did.
So that's all I'm saying. So to sit there and try to give them credit because they put a percentage up, and as far as scope is concerned, okay, that's great. But they also went bankrupt. They also couldn't maintain their portion of that balance. So they sold their percentage. And that's it. And that's where I'm coming from. So I'm not trying to take away anything from any couples at all. And I'm not trying to shot anybody. I literally purchased 2 pair of leggings for Melanie, and I never thought in a day in my life I would do that. So I'm not trying to take anything away from a black owned person, but we're going to stick with reality and we're going to stick with facts. Is it difficult in this business? I'm most certainly is, especially in the climate we're in today. But they have not invested as much as the Scots have. They sold their portion. So, what is their next venue? What is their next adventure? What is something besides t-shirt, leggings, makeup, or whatever the case may be? These master classes. What else are you going to do?
Can I say something? Let me say
Yes,
something.
ma'am.
I get your point. I get your point because you're making it seem like these are vanity projects, and some of them they could be. In this day and age, sometimes you might have to dibble and dabble to find your niche. She, like you said, if she was in debt, she's definitely trying to find ventures that she could immediately become liquid in. Because I need to get this money coming in to pay off whatever we got going on. So we know there was bankruptcies that happened. I actually did the research because I'm really heavy into real estate. So there wasn't hold and hold. There was actually projects, but it went fast because you got, here I am married and I got babies on the way and I got a husband out here that's taking care of 2 households, I find out. So that fizzled out fast. Where would they be if it wasn't for that happened? We might have seen more hold and hold.
Can I pause you for 1 second in that thought? So this is not something that she just found out about. That relationship with the sister wife had been occurring years before that.
Hold on.
Had been occurring years before
hold
that.
on, we know
this
that.
isn't something that's new.
But no, what I'm saying is, based on what we saw in the interviews, she found out about it, decided to stay with him, and then a year or 2 or 2 years, 3 years later, found out it never ended. And keep me honest, is that correct? Based on what they've said on the show.
Are you asking?
I'm asking
am I
you.
allowed?
Yeah.
Okay, so am I allowed to respond, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's not correct.
Okay.
She literally was speaking. She literally was speaking on respectful cheating. The first episode, she spoke about respectful cheating.
She did not speak on respectful cheating. What she was talking
The
about
first
is,
episode.
hold on,
ma'am.
I guess it's semantics. I understand what this lady is talking about. Like you that disrespect. Like you could cheat, but you so open and disrespectful in my face with it. That's what I took from it. You getting this from nobody. You getting this directly from Destiny, because when she first said it, nobody immediately on that first episode. Nobody immediately thought, "Oh, she's down with it." She just said, "Be respectful about it." I took it as, I'm going back from the first episode, that you're so disrespectful that you got this woman calling the house, you're leaving during COVID, all this other stuff where we know, like Marsau, if he is cheating, we don't know, we ain't got no facts about it.
Well, ma'am, you're trying to assume where I got the information from.
No, I'm telling you where I got the information from.
Yeah, but you said you're getting that information from Destiny. I have not spoken to Destiny about Martell or any of their relationships. I have not spoken about, but you did though.
You reached.
Miss Hargrove.
You physically spoke to somebody.
Miss Hargrove. Miss Hargrove. I think
Yes,
when
ma'am.
she says, I think, and I could be wrong, and correct me, Miss Bedazzle, if I am. I believe when she said you're getting it from Destiny, like watching the show, listening, not talking to Destiny.
No.
But I also understood what she was saying when we're talking about the first episode, because like I've shared with you guys many of times, I was unaware of the back history of where, they had separated and they came back together for the show. I thought they had been together and that was, the cheating and so forth. But if I heard Miss Bedazzle correctly, she was saying that prior to the show, she found out, what was it, 3 years prior to the show began, aired in 2019. She found out Martell had cheated and she thought he had stopped, but she found out, what was it, 3 years later, she found out.
Based on the interviews, they found out,
right.
Both of their interviews, Martell and Melody, she found out that he had not stopped. And that was right as Carlos was talking to them about getting on the show.
Right. And you see SOF down here too. It's just like me. Like we've since come to learn it was more information that we weren't privy to. But just like SOF is saying, based on the first episode, we didn't know he was cheating. Why would she bring up respectful cheating if she didn't think that was the least of her he could do? On the first, but I hear what you're saying, Miss Hargrove, because a lot of, go ahead.
I'm so sorry, misbehaving, but I just have to get this point out.
Go ahead, because
Carlos literally did a whole doggone freaking whole episode explaining why we have the show that we have today. The first season, he literally did a show, and he literally explained that Melanie brought to him that he was cheating. And she made it seem like she had just found out when she knew the whole entire time. And so that's what I'm confused about. I'm not blaming nobody. I'm not trying to shade nobody, no, like trying to shade nobody or nothing like that. It is what it is, though. And for me,
Mhm.
I'm going to speak facts and I'm going to give my opinion as we go along. But Mel knew. She knew that man was cheating. And in my personal opinion, it was ways to respectfully cheat, which is why when she had that conversation with Carlos, she spoke about respectful cheating because she had already told Carlos that he was cheating. Now, everybody can
Listen,
agree or disagree in regards to, oh, I think he's going to leave it. They weren't even together when they was filming. So I'm confused.
at some point they
I,
came back together, but see,
Yeah.
you made that comment. I never saw that video that Carlos made, but it was always my speculation and something that I've said in my videos that I believe that when Melanie and Martell had approached Carlos with the idea of their I think it was called Holt's No Bar with their construction, like the preservation doing the homes. I said I believe because Carlos is a maven and he's a connoisseur of mess. He's an expert, and I said he probably felt like that show wouldn't be exciting, and he wanted some drama and action. And I felt as if he knew about the trouble in Melanie and
mhm,
Martell's of marriage, and he got to rubbing his hand like Birdman said.
mhm.
Now, see, that's a story that I can sell. Do you have any friends? Because an ensemble cast would work better. And yes, now this part I will admit. Now, I did remember all of them saying at the reunion that they had agreement that they weren't going to mention anything about the affair. Now I do recall that, but I've never heard anybody, whether they're a Millimeter supporter of Melody or T Squad, anybody in the fandom of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I could be wrong. And you ladies, it sounds like you ladies are fans of the show as well. So correct me if I'm wrong. I have never heard anyone ever take into account. Was it possible that Melody could have been struggling with postpartum depression, having the kids back to back,
No,
being young, being an
Yes,
no,
but she
entrepreneur?
said in the interview she didn't
no.
love herself in the beginning. She did not love herself. She was trying to make her marriage work. She didn't love herself, and she said it took this show for her to realize what a fool she was. Now I saw that interview, and we can't tell nobody's not doing postpartum depression because we don't know. You having all these back to back kids. We do know some of these kids when didn't make it, went on to glory. So we don't
Right.
know. We don't know. And then you dealing with somebody like Martell. Martell is nasty. He is a nasty individual, real nasty, and he is very vindictive. This I just catch the reruns from online. I don't watch the show currently. I just catch the rerun when they're showing them online as well. He stated that I want if he's hurt, he want this person to feel like he's feeling. He's not
And
sitting
that's what
there
he said
thinking
this
about
episode.
was I wrong, what happened. He wants somebody to feel how he feels in that moment, and that could be right. He could be hurt and he could have been in the wrong, but he does not care. Martell is nasty. That's my issue. It ain't I ain't no Melody fandom. I ain't nobody on this show fan. I'm just going by real life. That's a nasty. Just imagine you dealing with somebody that nasty that you not only got your side chick jumping off the neck at me, speaking just as ill of me, yet my kids got to be around you. And then you would go so low as to lie on me, knowing I had an intimate session with my then husband to make it seem like I was out here cheating just so you could deface me. Baby, no, I don't care. You get what you get. I don't care if you ain't got to like Melanie at all, but you're gonna get what you get. And if I got to use this show And I bet you anything, Carlos was in Mel ill. Listen, if you're gonna leave this man, you better make money off of it, because you know him and Funky didn't even used to be
Yes.
friends. Him and Funky,
I know.
Funky didn't even sing. I'm gonna get paid for my pain.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. That this show is built off the trauma of women, taking advantage, making money, reality television in general. The basis of
I
it
wouldn't
is to you wouldn't what, Miss Hargrove?
I wouldn't really say that it's based off making money off of women, because men are having trauma here too. I think it's based off the trauma of Black people, period. And that's another reason why I dislike other races watching this show and being able to comment, because we're not able to comment on those same shows and be taken seriously. So I'm not going to sit up here and say that it's just Martell. They both are nasty individuals, and I've wanted both of them off my TV. Martell does the Melody what Melody does to Martell. Martell is just stupid. Melody is more smarter than Martell. That's it. Martell is extremely stupid. He's cocky. He's ignorant. I, it's so many words to describe Martell, but he is no different than Melody. He's really not. And that's what really made me back Martell. It's because he just keeps getting the dagger thrown at him, the dagger thrown at him, and it's never any accountability for Mel's actions.
I think she does. I've spoken about some of her actions, and let me
Yeah,
say
but
this.
I also wasn't done speaking.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh,
So I literally dislike that. I hate it with a passion. Do I think Mel deserved everything that she experienced just because she's just like Martell? No, I do not. I think they both need to sit their asses the fuck down somewhere and
oh, wait
focus
a
on them
minute. Wait a minute.
kids.
Wait a minute, Miss Hargrove. Hold
I'm
on now.
sorry. I'm cussing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
hold
sorry.
on now.
I'm
Hold
cussing.
on.
I think they both
Now,
need to sit their hind parts down somewhere and focus on them kids. Because at the end of the day, them kids are the ones that's really suffering behind their actions.
well,
Like
this is
just
what
sit
I'm gonna
just
say. Hold on. I'm gonna say this. Now, just as bad as folks want both of them up off this show, there would be no show without Melody and Martell, because all of the cast members, Carlos and the network, have benefited financially based off the dysfunction and the demise of their marriage. People have made commentary, people have sat in confessionals and made jabs and jokes about the dysfunction in their marriage. And now that Martell wants to say something back, no, we can't have them both off the show yet. Now, I'm pretty sure with this, whatever's going on legally with Martell, he's working his way on out. And Melody may just be making plans to leave herself. We don't know. But what I will say is that Melody got all of the cast members in a trick bag, because several years ago, back in 2020, and actually the episode aired in 2019, when they were implying and alluding to that video being about Miss Vanessa and Mark Scott. And Mark was over there on Instagram, and then everybody thought it was funny. Martell was so angry, and he was just saying whatever and being disrespectful, not defending his ex-mother-in-law, not defending Melody. And you really can't blame the Scotts for doing what they did, because Martell is the one that opened the door for that blatant disrespect. Now we fast forward. I remember, and we gonna push it back just a little bit before this year in 2024. I remember back when Melody and Martell, at that time when they would fight back and forth on Instagram. I remember Melody putting that little message of the text on Instagram. They ended up going to court, and then it was radio silence on Instagram with them fighting back and forth like War of the Roses. Then, now fast forward to 2024, now we find out Martell has gotten arrested because he had took a picture and sent a text to her and got charged with harassing communication. So my thing is this: don't forget Carson Blue was up on there at the tea party, and then it came out how that information got out there. So I believe folks have seen it. They are trying to clear it up, and so nobody has no clean room or grounding to stand on. But I do want to say this, and I don't want to talk too much, and I want to give the floor back to you ladies because you're doing excellent. I do just want to ask this question: if Melody and Martell had not approached Carlos about the show idea, would the Scotts still be on this show? That's just a question for the floor. And go ahead, lady.
No, because they got the show first and then asked who could they bring on. From what I was told, they auditioned several other people before the Scotts, and they just chose the Scotts for whatever reason. But up for the interview that I was told, several other couples interviewed for this. The Scotts end up being chosen, and two other people, but the other people that got that guy, he ended up in some sexual assault case or something like that. So that's why you don't see him anymore.
I remember.
They always wanted Nell Fletcher and her husband, because I found out the first season of the show was filmed at Chris and Nell Fletcher's home, because the HOA in Martell's and Melody's community would not allow all that stuff on the street. So that whole first season, that's how that house was Nell Fletcher's and Chris Fletcher's that Melody and Martell was filming in. But Nell was scared to come on the show, but they had always wanted Nell and Chris Fletcher from the beginning.
I got nothing because I ain't never researched that far. I'll be honest with you. I
I
never
didn't
researched that
research it.
far.
I listened to the interviews.
Yeah, I don't listen to interviews unless it's intriguing to me. I don't listen to it, to be honest with you. I watch the show, and if somebody tells me it's gonna be interesting, I'll watch it. And that's as far as I go with it. So this is new to me. I never knew any of that. And it's no shade towards you or towards, misbehaving. It's no shade at all. I'm not trying to make it seem that way. I'm just saying that I'm ill-informed on that topic. But in my personal opinion, I don't think the show would be what it is today without all the couples. It just
Okay.
wouldn't be.
We can all agree on that.
You know
We can
what?
all agree on that. Yes.
This is what I hate about this show, and that's why I blame a lot of this on Martell for being having so many effeminate ways. Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't Marsau had to in real life had to get a restraining order on Martell? Somebody in the comments can keep me honest, because Martell was acting unhinged at one point. I thought I heard that because I'm in tune with the real life stuff, because the stuff that is too edited on the show. So I thought that somebody said that he had to get, at one point, had to get a restraining order on Martell because he was such a fool. But Martell is so unhinged. He doesn't have the capabilities to control himself. It would have been great if he would have been able to be mature enough to both move on. And we could have saw them navigate dating other people on the show, and how that would, how they would cross over. And the thing is, you stopped Melody from posting y'all kids, but your other child is still being posted because you thought she was financially benefiting. Well, she probably could have. You could have done the same thing, but there's some stuff I can't cross.
She was financially benefiting off the kids, though. She
Okay, but he
was.
couldn't have too. Instead of having his kid sitting up there dogging his mama out, you got your mom sitting up. You got all your kids in the car dogging your mom out, having you repeat something. They small. That's disrespectful. It's just some stuff you don't cross.
I completely agree. But it's also disrespectful to have your kids in the car while you're trying to set a house on fire. Both them jokers is wrong.
How do we know the kids was in the car? Who said they were in the car?
Where else were they at? How
With
many
her
times?
mom?
When she threw
Where
the
her
tree?
mom?
When she threw the tree at the garage? When she tried to set the house on fire? When she was throwing plates at them? Where were the kids at?
Did he cut from recording her trying to set the house on fire to going outside?
And
I didn't see that to go show. Because the kids could have been with her mom. It could have been with her brother.
And neither one of them say that where the kids were at. But what we do know is that when them jokers
So
was
you
out
making
in
this
that
up.
doggone
So
office,
you made all this
but
up. Now,
I didn't make anything up. I
can't take anything else you're saying. At least I'm pulling based on interviews that they've done.
You not though.
You saying the kids was in the car. You have no idea where those kids were.
And you don't either.
I didn't say anything about the kids.
You don't either. So my assumption is
Hold on,
that they have the kids equally. My assumption is that they have the kids equally. So it is an assumption to see and to know that those kids was in the car. It is also what we also seen on live TV and Living Color was them jokers acting a plump fool while them kids was crying in that office building. So neither one of them have displayed on what it's like to have a healthy co-parent relationship.
So
they're just not doing it.
Let me ask you this.
And it's both of them.
Misbehavior, you were married before. You were married before. Have there ever been a time while y'all were going through it that maybe y'all might have got into it and blew up and your kid was present?
I've been married before, and I've never done that in front of my kid.
Okay, misbehaving.
I have. In fact, I did it earlier this year. I'm happily divorced, but my son's father earlier this year, something happened up here in his house when I came home from work, and I had to take my son's headphones and his iPad and give it to him, put it on his head so he couldn't have us hear us arguing back and forth. But my reply to you, Miss Hartgrove, so what is your stance of what happened at Madani relaunch? Because you had all the couples up there acting a fool, fighting, even Miss Wanda. And the kids were there in truck.
I think it was completely disrespectful. I think it was completely disrespectful and it was distasteful because I literally watched it in live and living color from Melanie's live. That's actually how I tuned in, from her live. And then I watched the replay on TV. So I thought that was very distasteful and disrespectful on all parties, from all parties. I'm not blaming more, and I'm not sitting there doing more than the other. I'm not playing those games. Everybody was wrong, especially when kids is involved and police had to be called. That could have went so many different wrong ways with police being involved. I
And can I say
dislike it.
this? And let me just interject for a moment and just say this, because I don't know if there's ever been a restraining order against Martell. I've never heard that story. I've never heard anybody provide commentary. I know at one time I used to be heavy, up in the streets, and then I stopped. I backed away. But I've never heard that, so I don't want anybody later on hearing this video and hearing it mentioned that Martell had a restraining order against him because of his impulsiveness, his emotions. That's not the case. But I will say this in response to you, Miss Hargrove. I understand that you don't like that people that are not Black are watching this show and making commentary, but they do that on the Bravo shows, the white shows too. If there's a Black cast member where people are making negative commentary, it's all reality shows are doing this and benefiting. And someone like Martell, in fact, a lot of these reality shows and networks, they try to find cast members that are emotionally unstable, may have an addiction to substance, alcohol, or something. They do that because if it's true, the way that Martell is acting, and the network has not fired him, because you guys have to remember, yes, Carlos is the producer. They record the shows, but he sells the shows to the networks. So if the networks weren't enjoying what they were seeing and the money that they're making, this show would not be on the air. So they love seeing a man like Martell or a cast member that's emotionally impulsive like that, yelling, screaming, and all over the place, even if it's not safe for the other cast members. So I don't even look. It's a lot of stuff. I've even admitted, like, I remember that scene when Melody moved up into the house and Martell hadn't seen the children's from a while, and he popped up at her house and she didn't know he was there. And that's at the time when those accusations, I'm not going to get into it, but Martell had not seen his kids for a while, and it was court order. It wasn't because Melody kept the kids from him, but it was the court had gotten involved. And when he popped up, his reaction and yelling, and, after the kids had gone inside the house and saying, he's wherever his kids are going to be, he's going to be there. That bothered me as a survivor of domestic violence. I have PTSD. So that frightened me and that disturbed me. I didn't like that. The only reason my mindset opened up to Martell to see like, okay, well, let me see the whole picture, is when he stopped responding and reacting. He was quiet, but I noticed a shift in Melody's demeanor, how she was on the show, and maybe because I should not compare her to me, and we shouldn't compare anyone to ourselves, but I've been through some things and I'm going through some things currently, and I can't stand that mofo to stain my life, but I don't want to see him hurt. And even though I have always tried to operate in a space of peace because it would be for the benefit of our son, in my mind, I wanted our son to be put first. I was like, why is there so much anger there? But I just don't understand. It's like nobody has had him get any counseling. You've heard report about him. I didn't see it. They didn't show it, but you had reports of him supposedly attacking a makeup artist. But then you also had where Melly at the reunion said, "That's why I beat your ass." Excuse my language, ladies. And there was no dialogue, no commentary or anything at the reunion show. So it's like they know that both Melody and Martell react negatively towards one another, and they utilize this to fuel the show for fodder. So
Yes.
I really don't know. And I'm sorry, ladies, and you go ahead and you ladies take it away.
I want to say, I know he pulled this stuff on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that mess got shut down as soon as he came over there. He pulled that same little wild, crazy behavior. And I think Martell knows he's capitalized off this, but he was just too stupid to realize, hey, I'm being made a joke. Let me self-correct. The old adage, the best revenge is success. Mel is playing to that while Martell is just fell off. And now he's the butt of all jokes. If Martell had to listen to reason, because I know people say, hey, we tried to talk to Martell. He wouldn't listen. If Martell had to play the same game Melody played, we'd probably seen a whole different show. But instead, he went back to his old ways of just acting a fool. And I know they said, hey, Kenya lied on Martell. Well, Candy didn't lie on Martell because she said the same thing about how Martell was acting. He
and you know
these women's faces and stuff.
It's me, Bedazzle, and I'm glad you said that. And so it makes me wonder how much of this, like in the beginning when we saw it, yeah, but you know how once how much of this now is for to play up for the cameras and not realizing that this because everybody has a role that they play on a show. You have the good girl, the bad girl, the class clown and whatever else, but he doesn't realize that this is affecting his image. And I know as far as Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'm a fan of Kenya Moore. I'm disappointed in her behavior recently, especially when she did that interview.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I was like, I'm so disappointed. But even when he was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I didn't agree with Kenya getting in his, she had no business asking him any questions or whatever. That's Sheree's pretend man over there.
But
Just leave it alone.
That's Kenya's role. But here this goes. And you can tell people who's emotionally stupid. Have you know what, and y'all know what Achilles' heel is in the chat. That Kenya Achilles' heel, the bad girl image ended up catching up with her, and look what has happened. Now she came back after lying and said, okay, I'm sorry. But then now, from my understanding, from what I hear on the street, she's supposed to be coming back next year. She may or may not. Same thing happened with Nene. Nene got the goings for so long, and it became her Achilles' heel. And look at Martell. Martell, you playing this role for so long, and it has become your Achilles' heel. At some point, you got to stand back and say, look, how am I being viewed? Let me self-correct. Because I see what you playing me like a fiddle. You got your hands in my back. Let me self-correct. And he didn't self-correct. Nene didn't self-correct. And I'm going to tell you another thing, too. Nene didn't self-correct. Portia didn't self-correct. She had to leave off and come back. Phaedra didn't self-correct. She had to leave back and then realize and come back again. So some of them play these particular roles. They allow producers to put them in a particular role. And I'm gonna tell you who on their way on the way next, Heavenly, because she's a nasty, vile woman too. And if she don't self-correct, she gonna get that Achilles heel, gonna hit her in the face too.
But the thing with Heavenly is, I believe the producers tell her what to say. She's playing up for the producers. She's one of those people that producers tell her what to do because she's seen their phrases. Praises. I shouldn't say phrases. Praises. One thing I've never cared for the women on that show once they got rid of Mariah Huq, because I didn't like this woman created this show, brought you all on the show, and you guys should have stuck together. That's what's wrong with some of us. How can you band with the outside to get this woman kicked off, or her own show that she created? And then Heavenly, that's why I said Heavenly's behavior is nothing new. She has not changed. She's always been the same. So when folks were saying, well, Heavenly stepped away because she said she don't want to take no part in tearing people's marriages down. What do you mean?
She loves
it.
She loves it. She
Mariah Huq had a miscarriage. Now, one of them women, and these are OBGYNs, Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, are OBGYNs, and Mariah had a miscarriage, and nobody showed any sympathy, no empathy, compassion for her. Like, that's why I don't have respect for them, because a lot of our people get out here on TV for money, and you'll cut up and act a fool, because the more you cut up and act a fool, the more money you'll make. But just like you said, I'm gonna steal this from you, It's Me Bedazzle. Their Achilles heel is they'll let whatever character or role that they're playing end up biting them in their behind. And like somebody had put up in the chat, let me see who it is. Is it SOF? Somebody said Nene. If they got rid of Nene, I don't know who it is, you guys. Somebody put it, but I remember. Y'all said if they could get rid of Nene, they can get rid of anybody. Oh, there's a private chat. Go ahead, Miss Hargrove. I'm sorry, boo. Miss Hargrove.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I had to go back and forth from
away.
chat to this
Okay.
one.
I'm sorry. I didn't even look. I need to look over there.
No,
Go
you're
ahead.
fine.
I'm sorry.
For me, I dislike that it's so much. Everybody's going so hard on Martell, like they both aren't the problem. They both are the problem. Am I saying they both should be off my TV? I most certainly am. Until they can heal and show America how to respectfully co-parent, get the fuck off, get the heck off the TV, and learn how to respectfully co-parent. Y'all both have to go off the TV because y'all both are the same. Is Mel smarter than Martell? She most certainly is. I'm not taking that away from her. She's a very smart, beautiful young lady. Martell, he dumb. We not.
Hold on, Miss Hargrove.
He dumb.
Hold on just a second. Bad Girl Riri. I have not been reading you ladies and gentlemen's questions, comments out loud,
I
but
agree with
I
that,
gotta read
girl.
this one. Yeah. Martell problem. Did y'all see Apollo beating Brandon, accosting Phaedra in the garage, Candy and Todd jumping Chris Williams and his wife,
Mm-hmm.
Ben Papa, Todd and Candy? Yes, yes. But the thing is, Martell don't realize, you don't even know. Sometimes people can act like your friend or they have your best interest in mind, and you don't even realize that they're setting you up for your own downfall. I
Nobody,
believe.
nobody, but nobody set Martell up for his own downfall. Martell set himself up for his own downfall.
He did.
Martell
Let me
signed
say
that
this,
contract.
Miss
I'm
Hargrove.
sorry.
Let me say this. Let me
I'm
say
sorry.
this.
My apologies.
When I say he said for let them set him up for his downfall, I know he's responsible for his own behavior. He's the one doing this, not them. But what I want to get out here is that Martell is indicative and he's the embodiment and the picture for so many men like him that their ego gets the best of them. They are so concerned of how they appear before other men. We know the Scots like to jive and joke and say little things. Martell is not quick on his feet to respond back. You know, he can't even stay focused. So had Martell humbled himself when all of this stuff first erupted on this show, yes, he did apologize, but look how much hurt had been done before he apologized. We wanted so many times I would sit there and sit at the television and watch and like defend her. You ain't gonna say nothing. You just sitting there and everybody talking crazy. And what I
But
just can't understand, let me hold on because I got to get this right here because I'm going to get on a Melody right now too. Because what I can't understand, this is just me. I know how much you may love a man or whatever else, but I'd be damned if a woman call my husband phone and I pick it up and she talk crazy to me. That'd be the end of it after I whooped her ass. That would be the end. That would be the end of it. My husband cheated on me and I caught him on the phone with the woman I ain't even know. Honey, I beat the hell out that man, and that man was over 6 feet. So, no, I ain't gonna tell no more. But honey, I picked up a vase up in the house and I was trying to wear his ass out with that. Cause here I am being faithful with you, working, taking care of the house, the kids, and taking care of you, not acting like no jealous wife, going through your phone, didn't do none of that for you to do that. So my thing is this, and let me lower my tone because I'm about to go on a tangent. Y'all, I thought I was having a flashback. But my thing is this. Martell is about to be up off the show. If he's not, then that proves everything I've been thinking and I've been saying. This is all just a big storyline for entertainment to get the fans riled up so we can engage, argue back and forth, put
Yes.
out more content, and tune in. That's what I
Yes.
believe. Now I'm gonna shut up. Go ahead,
Yes.
ladies.
Did she want to
Where
say
you
something?
go, Miss?
Hot
I
girl?
hello.
go
Good
ahead.
evening
Oh,
again.
okay, there she go.
uh, my thing is this right here. I really have a problem with with women accepting accountability as well. Like you can't put everything on Martell. Like you can't just because he's a man, you can't put everything on him. Women accept accountability as well. Like period. Like Melody had faults in her marriage that she failed in. Martell had faults in his marriage that he failed in. As a unit, they have faults that they failed in. You can't blame that man just because you're a woman and you can relate. You have to step aside and look at both perspectives. And that's just my personal opinion. You have to step aside and look at both perspectives.
Mhm.
Melody has never said Martell was a horrible father. She has never said that Martell was abusive towards her in a domestic violence situation. But we did see Mel being abusive as far as domestic violence is as far as domestic violence is concerned. We have seen her do that. So we're not going to do that. Like, I don't understand why we as women is putting so much on Martell versus holding them both accountable. They both failed in their marriage. Mel was
Because
out here.
Martell,
Mel was out here.
go
Mel was out
ahead.
here doing her too. Mel was out here
Hold on,
doing her
Miss
too, and
Hargrove.
Martell was
Hold
doing
on.
him.
Hold on, Miss Goro. Let Miss It's Me Bedazzle go ahead and respond.
Let me respond because I said this in the past. I don't think you were a content creator then. Let me say this so she wants some accountability. I have said this in the beginning. If I was Melody, because it's a lot of events that took place that we start finding out bits and pieces of. If I find out you cheat, baby, I ain't about to have no more kids by you. We ain't having no more kids. None of that. So I felt like Melody was stupid for that. Baby, we ain't finna have no more kids. I know the scarlet letter Black women have when you already got kids and you divorced. I ain't about to be held down in these streets and you going off the glory with whoever.
Hello.
I'm stopping at these 2 kids. Now, I've said this in the past. I thought she was stupid because ain't no way I ain't finna bust it open for you. No, you out here busting over the street. That's one mistake I think she made. And I think I know why once years later to figure out where that come from, because I think she was the only child in her household. She's seen her mother go through something. So I'm trying to paint this perfect picture of an AKA, got it all, and da. They was both stupid for that because it ain't no way. It ain't no way. And then that girl called my house and go off on you, baby. I'm going to find you. I'm going to find you. Even if I got a lot to lose, I'm going to drive the car, get a seat to a homegirl and cousin because we all got to jump out. There she go, tie her up, run down the street. I'm going to pick you up from down the street, jump back in my car. We're going to go on. Because I got a lot to lose, but I'm going to take care of y'all. You know, I'm going to give you a little money when we get behind the door. She should have did that. I wouldn't have been going back and forth with Martell trying to make his house him a living hell. And also, I think both of them are hard-headed because when her mama was trying to give her advice, she didn't take it to advice. And she come to find out her mama was telling the truth. Get full custody of the kid. You might want to wait before you marry him. And then we find out later that, hey, he was possibly trying to cheat while we planning our wedding. Oh, it'd have been a wrap. It'd have been a wrap. Go on about your way. You got to help him with his homework and college. This ain't gonna work. You done. Go on about your way. So yeah, it's a lot of mistakes she made. And I know women that are street smart, but they're not. They're book smart, but they're not street smart. I know women that are they're professional, but when it comes to me, they just as dumb as a doorknob. And she very well could have been for a long time, but got that wake up call. And then people always talk about Scorpios. I know a Scorpio right now who was cheated on, but both her and her husband are thriving. He wasn't stupid like Martell, and you just acted a complete fool and just dismantled yourself. You allowed yourself to get played. If she was playing you like a fiddle, you allowed yourself to, because you wasn't even focused on the prize. You was focused on revenge and stupidity. That's why you and Ariel are still together, because that's what all y'all focus on. Y'all can't even rub 2 niggas together. You talking about you made Mel, baby. You should have made about 4 or 5 other males. You should have been a pimp. You shouldn't even have to work. If you made Mel, you should have made about 5 others just like us. They ain't got to work. I'm a pimp. They pay me money. I'm just that. Clearly, he ain't got good sense. But I harper on Martell. We know Mel got her faults. That's fine. But Martell is just stupid in and out because you took this show this way. And like you said, I believe you misbehaved. You said, hey, they don't get rid of Martell. We know all this was just a plot to get that Todd made up. Hey, that's what it is. It's a plot Todd made up. Shout out to Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Right. I'm telling you, boy, but y'all, I love this. We had opposing opinions and ain't nobody get cussed out. Thank you, Lord. But I know Melody has her bad faults too, because that's when I start making commentary. But yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I think it's all a plot and a plan. Bad girl Riri. I wish, who's this? Classy K said you can't help the way you feel, it's how you respond to it. Male blame story for a response, but wants everyone to overlook her mess. But no one's overlooking her mess. But I'll tell you this: the Scott family and Miss Wanda would not have felt comfortable saying the things that they said towards Melody or her mother had Martell not opened that door.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying right there. So a lot of people, even if you want to be upset with the Scotts, you really can't, because Martell opened that door. I've always said Melody and Martell, they antagonize one another. But my thing is this: there are still kids, and unfortunately, and it's not the unfortunately is not pertaining to the kids. It's just that I do also recognize that there are some women that will still defend the man no matter what. Melody's not 100% correct and not always right, and sometimes Martell is the victim, but he created his own situation by the way he responded. He just, and just like you eloquently stated earlier, it's me, Bedazzle. In this last episode, when Martell made that comment, he wants to hurt back. He wants people to hurt and feel the way that he's feeling. That's not good. But to these networks, they don't care. And these production companies, these are the type of cast members that they want.
Mm-hmm.
They want,
destructive
yeah.
man. Look at this destructive black man.
Yeah, because it fits that negative image, just like the image of Melody going with the torch and stuff. Now, I'm as far as with that torch trying to set the house on fire and whatever else. I didn't like that she made that song and made a video trivializing it.
Yeah,
I also, I have no problem with her trying to earn money the best way she can, but knowing with the commentaries that she's given, like she's done the interview with Dr. Heavenly and saying that Martell has never hit her at all, saying at the reunion, that's why I beat your ass, and then for her to go on to make those sweatshirts saying that she stands against abuse, to me and a lot of women that have been through domestic violence, physical. I think I did a little short video to educate people on the different forms of abuse, because we have various age gaps here. And for older generation, typically when we hear domestic violence, we're thinking about the physical abuse. But for me, seeing Melody's response, how she engages with Martell, and to hear her supporters or other women out there are insinuating that Martell has physically abused her, I said no woman that has been subjected to domestic violence is going to engage with a man like that. You're not going to do that. So I thought it was disingenuous, and people were making, that's what I didn't like. What she had did. I don't know if it's people saying, well, let's go ahead. This is the script for the day. You know how the stories were. That's why I had to realize this isn't reality television. They're trying to mesh scripted television with it. And when you have stuff of a serious nature, that's not best for reality television, because there's no trigger warning messages, there's no numbers put up where people can reach out if you are going through abuse or if you're suffering from depression. Nothing. A story will happen one episode and then it's gone, and there's no resolve, no follow-up, nothing at all.
Let me say this. I got a couple of points that somebody put in the chat that I'm watching. I totally agree with you. You can't be hypocritical. I can't beat your behind and then go on and say, hey, no abuse in my relationship. And then again, did it happen after the fact, or both of y'all covering up? But I know one case where she had that lighter fluid. Is that the time he had stole that money from her out her bank account? Yeah, I would have had to douse him, not with no lighter fluid, but he had to get some hot grits. Give me my. I'm like Rihanna. You better have my money. Where's my money? You done stole out my account, you dirty dog. And I agree with you. Once Kiki came on the show, and I realized as the time went on, Kiki is not healed. There's still maybe some substance abuse issues maybe going on. There's still some. I thought, okay, that wasn't a good look, Mel. And there's no stability to this young lady. So that might not be a good look. I thought that was wrong. There's no need to bring her on this show. So that's a lot of them are flawed. I think Miss Wanda, I think she messed up the bag for the Scotts. I think the Scotts could have easily had a spinoff, but she just kept getting a little bit too gutter. I think she messed up the bag for the Scotts family. The way she just be carrying on. If somebody had to talk with her, they got her a PR representative, and she paid attention, I think the Scotts could have really moved on from Love and Marriage Huntsville and had their own little family show. They had that goal, but it just never matriculated. I think all of these cats are flawed. Now nobody else new wants to come on the show except for who's affiliated with them. So that's why they stuck with them.
All right. And I remember they did have a large fan base, and Miss Wanda was a fan favorite. And I remember people discussing, we wanted a show with the Scotts, Miss Wanda and Cousin Bernard. And I think, people started nicknaming it Bessemer Hillbillies. Because I even did a short once I came, but it was like I just don't know. I think, and then I don't know. It's just too much, but it's too much. And
Michelle, I'm gonna need Martell to prove he had $150,000. I'm gonna need it. If Martell was successful right now, I could believe she took $150,000 from him. So I think Martell is confused. I think he spent that $150,000 on trips with Cold Saw, and he just forgot he did. If Martell, like Marsau said, show me $50,000. You're gonna have to show me what Martell had $150,000 from. He can't make any money today. I don't have faith to say he had money then. I believe Mel had that money and he spent his. Because if he really owed her $150,000, we know for a fact it is paperwork showing Mel went after Martell for $17,000. Is there a paperwork showing that he countered and wanted $150,000? Is there paperwork showing he countered, requesting the judge to have her to pay him $150,000? I have not seen that paperwork, but I know there's paperwork where she demanded her $17,000. I don't see the paperwork. If she took $150,000 and a portion was his, and he was entitled to $75,000. I need to see the paperwork where he requested that. That's all I'm saying. I just need to see the paperwork. If he was legitimate entitled to that, bump $17,000. You better give me my $75,000, or you gonna give me the difference because you took half of my money, so you gonna give me the difference. I took $17,000 because you took the $150,000. I need to see the paperwork. Let me do the math right quick. That's all I'm saying. I look at paperwork because it show a lot to you real quick. So let me see some real paperwork. If you said he stole $17,000 because he was entitled half of $75,000, I need to see the paperwork where he asked the judge, she need to pay me $58,000. She need to pay me $58,000 because that's what the range she owed me.
No, I think what they're saying is that $17,000 that Martell took out of their joint account, it was, I guess, originally it's speculated that it was $34,000, but he ended up taking all of it because
but she took in the court for it.
Right.
She said it was not his. She said all of that was her money. But she put it in, Mel took $150,000 and half of that $150,000 was his. I did not see in the paperwork where he requested that, which let me believe somebody lying.
Did you see Michelle? So I don't know where if this was in an interview or something, but she said Mel did deny taking the $150,000. But if you go back,
Martell should have filed a suit. Where is my money, lady? Where's my $75,000? That's
right.
All I'm saying.
And it's a lot of stuff that Martell should have done that he hasn't done. And then it's so contradictory, because I was going to say sometimes when you just want to be at peace, you don't go after people, and I can speak for myself, but at the same time, he ain't that peaceful if he goes off. But I don't know. Maybe they both ain't gonna be on the show, but I believe both are, and I believe everything that we're seeing is just par for the course. Because every show needs a villain. Every show needs a villain. And I really go
that's
ahead.
detrimental. It's one thing to have
It
a
is
villain. Like Kenya was a villain, but then she took it way too far. Nene was a villain, but she ended up going too far. Heavenly was a villain, but she goes way too far. Martell could have been a villain, but then you crossing where the courts are now involved, police are now involved. Like
right.
you don't know how to play that line.
He doesn't, but at the same time, he's still concerned about people, what the people think of him, what they say about him. When men don't take his side or pick on, joke at his expense, he doesn't know how to just roll with it. But I don't know. I don't know. But we have been here 2 hours and 28 minutes. I wasn't trying to stay that long.
I've
The
enjoyed
country
my
girl quit it. It is. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you here. Where my girl, Miss Hargrove? Because Miss Hargrove will get her here because Martell is her baby daddy and Marsau. And bad girl Riri is living up to her name. Bad girl Riri. Hey, bad girl Riri.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
I I know
I just
you
been in
are.
the chat because I didn't want to be rude and cut nobody off, but I definitely disagree. I definitely
I know.
disagree on a lot
Well,
of things, but I'm gonna
well,
mind my
say
business and be in the chat.
you ain't gotta mind your business.
I don't get offended. I used to be on the team, so that's why I
But
don't
I
get
don't
offended.
like I don't like cutting people off. I don't like cutting people off. I like people to finish their point unless I'm gonna forget in that moment because folks are on, they're on
Right.
their podium. So unless
But
I'm
it
going to
doesn't
forget,
matter. Go
I
ahead.
don't like to interrupt. But I
Yeah.
disagree with a lot of stuff. Like for me, if you're gonna get rid of Martell, you need to get rid of Mel. If you're gonna get rid of Mel, you need to get rid of Martell. Get rid of both of them. It's no one or the other. They both
Right.
have been disrespectful to each other and to the entire cast. So unless they
Right.
can get on one accord, like I would have loved to see them effectively co-parent. I would have
We all
loved
would
to
have.
see that.
Yes.
I would have loved to see that. And we're not going to get that. So until we can get that, get them off my damn TV because it's toxic. It's toxic and it's unproductive because they were already forced to film. Other castmates were already forced to film with them anyway. So now they're not even filming with each other. So now everybody got to pick a side. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. I'm sorry. No cursing. Ain't nobody got time for
Look,
that. Nobody
but
has
they
time for
but
that. These jokers are in their 40s and you trying to say pick a side. Get over it.
they're not gonna pick a side. I think they may have Martell take off for a year. uh, you know, um, because if it's true that they've gone back because he reached out and contacted Melody, that now he cannot communicate with her at all, directly or indirectly. I believe that the courts can use, they may take into consideration this show. Although they're not filming together, if he's in a scene with someone, nobody can bring up Melody name, because that can be considered as being contacted indirectly, I'm assuming. But until I think they
Then get
may
rid of the
have
whole
him take a
show.
break for a year.
Get rid of the whole show because
I
everybody like get rid of the whole show because
Yeah.
everybody say the show is nothing without Mel and Martell. The show is nothing without the Scotts. Get rid of the whole show. Cancel the whole show. Come back in a year.
Well,
Y'all already
I
taking. They
I
already
said that
taking.
too.
They
Yes.
already taking damn 10 breaks anyway between the
Right.
season. So
I've already said
pause.
that. I
Pause
said
again.
that too.
You
I
know what?
said
Miss
that
Carter,
too.
so I agree with you on that. They not moving the story along. It's nothing new, nothing fresh. We keep
It's
rehashing the
boring.
same old
It's
stuff. Move it along. That's why I
move it.
said Get rid of both of them, bring in 2 new people, or like I said, Martell had the 6. They could have been dating other people, and we see how that played out. Co-parenting with each other and dating other people. That's what they should have been doing.
I agree
And you
with that.
see,
I would have loved to see Mel with a man that she respects and loves. I would have loved to see Martell with that, and y'all bring it together. Even if it would have took a season for them to get to that point, I would have loved to see that because I'm a divorced mom. I would have loved to see how y'all figured it out. Maybe I could try something different. So I would have loved to see that. Like, let's move it the freak along. This whole, oh, I'm gonna take you back to court for this. I'm gonna take you back to court for that. It's childish. I mean, I did that at the beginning of my divorce. Y'all, how many years in? It's old. It's old. Like they both
Miss
did each other.
Hargrove, Miss Hargrove,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
forgot who you were tonight. How you get
Mm,
to the divorce and you supposed to be married?
no, I'm not married. I ain't never said I was married. I said it was my anniversary coming up. I ain't never said I was married.
Yes, you did. I done caught you, baby. I'm from Chicago, baby. South side till I die. From Chicago, Reason, California, baby. I said, y'all just don't know. I be paying attention to all y'all boys.
I'm about
That's
to
all
send you
right.
back to Cali real quick.
Did y'all see Ken and that hard faced girl and her crying baby dad at separate husband, whoever his name is? You see, they came together for the holidays. They decided to have a true.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
That was a
yeah.
little weird to
Look.
me with all the transactions they had on social media. I was a little bit confused with that.
Me too. I was like, wait a minute,
Oh,
y'all see this?
is it
I
on
think
right now?
I mean, yeah, they had a whole little girl that didn't look like she was a part.
What
Uh,
up?
you'd be a little confused on, and you're gonna ask like where she came from.
who?
Yeah, can I get who?
The one off to the right of that
Oh,
picture.
okay. I think I saw somebody post that over here on social media. With is she biracial or is she a Latina? Is she
I don't know
Hispanic?
what I don't know what she is. She may have been the best friend. I don't know, but I was a little confused because they was just cussing each other out a couple of weeks ago,
I
I tell
wonder
and
you,
then
they
he
keep.
had
if somebody got in
Thanksgiving
their ear.
dinner.
I wonder if somebody got in their ear and be like, look, y'all don't want to end up like Mel and Martell. Y'all going down the wrong road. Y'all gonna mess y'allselves up. I wonder if somebody kind of pull that chain, but like, listen, you don't want to be
No,
like Mel and Martell 2.0. You see what I'm saying? Like, y'all might want to self-correct.
if
Right.
anybody was gonna
And,
get that memo, it probably would have been a Sonny and Jason with the yeah, it might have been them, but for because I mean they do. I don't know. I kind of like Trish and Ken.
right. I like them,
I
but they
kind of
said,
do.
ladies, look, ladies, this was fun. They
Yeah.
said, "Oh, Messi Carlos, he interviewing Maurice. You know, Maurice always got his eyes wide open. So I want to go up over there to tiptoe and see what I can hear. But I
Oh, today is
definitely
Messy Monday.
enjoy. I enjoyed you ladies. We went over. I wasn't expecting to be here this long. I want to thank you, lovely ladies, for coming up in here. And you know, you can always say whatever. Oh, you're welcome, boo. And you know, I love you. And Michelle says she from Chicago. Hey, Michelle, what's up, Chicago? And come on, let's get on up over there to Carlos so I can get over here and straighten up.
Yes,
I got a
ma'am. Miss Dazzle,
happening
I
north and
love
south.
you and I look forward to speaking to you soon.
Yeah, I enjoyed this.
Love
This
you,
was
Miss
great talking to
Behavior.
you. I like healthy debates like this, all that crazy stuff. Thank you.
Right. And then country
Y'all be
girl
safe.
Queena. Country Girl said, everyone enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay safe. God bless you all. And Bad Girl Riri said, all right, ladies, y'all, it was fantastic. It was a great live. Love to have difference in opinion and ain't nobody feelings then got hurt or nothing. Because every once in a while, somebody might have to get cussed out, but they ain't get cussed out tonight. But y'all, I'm your girl, misbehaving. And the name of this channel is Misbehaving is Fun, where I talk about real people, real problems, and real drama. Baby, ain't nobody mad but the devil. And if you find yourself mad at anything that Misbehaving had to say, baby, the chances are the devil is you. Baby, normally I don't do this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all to click like, subscribe, head on over to Carlos King. He is interviewing Maurice Scott, one of the stars of the hit show Love Marriage Huntsville. I'm going to stay on Carlos King ass until we get some adjustments. We need Ariane Curry and Martell Holt to have a spin-off show. I don't care if it's just 6 episodes. And we need to be showing the Scotts, Latisha Scott and Marsau Scott, build their beautiful new home. But baby, I'm going to close it on out like this because baby, Latisha Scott is the black Tammy Wynette, baby, and she gonna stand on business, and she standing by her man, honey. She said, stand by your man if you don't wanna pay those bills all alone or raise them kids on your own. Let that man cheat in peace. Now, we don't know if Marsau was cheating, but we know he loved Tisha, y'all. Good night. Thank you for coming over, and stay safe in these YouTube streets because, baby, ain't nobody to be trusted. Good night.